This playthrough is rated M for mature.
We're about to go to a convention where a lot of people are huddled together talking about their hobbies, what they like and what they don't like, and we'll be probably huddled together close to each other. So the best thing we can do is not shower at all. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. In the last episode, we talked to all our companions, learned a little bit about each other. Gobbet had a pretty sad tale to tell overall, and Gaichu told us a bit about ghoulism and other such things. So now we got to go on another quest. So let's head on to the board train and head to our next destination. In this case, we want to we want to go to Kai Tak to board a charter bus to DECCON for Isobel's quest. So we need to bring Isobel with us, and we can only bring 3 party members. So you can bring whoever you want. This mission can be completed without any combat, period. I'm going to choose to bring Ractor just because it's a deck convention. So deckers, riggers, stuff like that, so why not? But there's no reason you have to do this. But I'm going to anyway. And yeah, this one can be done. Now, if you want to fight things, you can. Like I said, you just don't get extra rewards for doing it. But you can do this whole quest without any combat. So if you know the right words, dialogue, you can go through it. DECCON 2056. A chartered bus carries you from Kai Tak to mid-range hotel in Suen Wan. All around you, the happy chatter of your fellow passengers fills your ears. You hear techs speak in a variety of languages and dialects, talk about new lines of drones and decks, arguments over innovations in data technology, and baseless speculation about the next season of Urban Brawl. Your guest badge, a glossy slip of laminated paper emblazoned with a flashy logo, hangs on a lanyard around your neck. Your ticket into the convention hall and the only disguise that you should need. The bus drops you in front of the Harbor Spires Hotel, and you promptly circle around back to find a service entrance. Isobel should be waiting for you inside. And like I said, we don't really need anything, so we can leave well enough alone. Yeah, I've been to a convention before, but it's been like years. I think, when was the last time I went to an actual convention? Was it like 10 years ago? Something like that. Yeah, for whatever reason, going to a convention where people have to hang out together and all this other stuff, people just don't know what showers are. Like, seriously, it doesn't matter which convention you go to. I swear, every day I was at the convention, I always showered, and I put deodorant on so I wouldn't be disrespectful to my fellow, people who were hanging around the area. Nope, I was the only one who did it. At least it felt like it anyway. Anyway, let's give myself some body upgrade. Don't really need it, but I'm going to use it for a choice later on, but you don't have to do anything with that, so. But, the service entrance to the Harbor Spires Hotel looks like any other. Scuffed walls coated in a chipped paint, a floor of well-worn hardwood, and a time card reader hanging from the wall at a slight tilt. Nothing about the dingy utilitarian confines of the room that you're in hints at elegance and the fine decor of the hotel beyond. I've always been fascinated by seeing how things worked. Even as a child, I took apart everything that I could in the name of study. And here we are, in the innards of a fancy hotel, examining the viscera of this place, if you will. Your earpiece crackles to life. That'd be funny if it cackled. Isobel calls you from the women's lavatory. Because a burst of static fills your ears, obliterating Isobel's voice. A second later, she cuts back in. You imposition. Yeah, I'm standing just inside the service entrance. All right, so more white noise. Good. I can barely hear you there. Yeah, hang on to sick. Static. Trying to boost our signal strength. Probably because everyone's using the Wi-Fi. The sound cuts out entirely for a good 5 seconds. When Isobel's voice comes back, it's half again as loud as it was before. There, that's better. What a pain in the ass this is. There's way too much interference coming from the show floor. We aren't going to be able to rely on our comlings for this. I'll find us a workaround. This does inspire confidence. Like I said, I'll find a workaround. For now, let's concentrate on the task at hand. The catering staff should all be in the kitchen, hauling trays of steamed clams and aperitifs out to the convention hall floors. Aperitifs. Sorry, I don't know why I was having trouble reading that. Out to the convention floor. I'm going to need you to find a way to get me one of their uniforms when they'll fit someone my size. Now, if you have decking for, you can actually just say, I could do it for you. But if you choose that, she still insists to do it herself. But that's just funny that you have a deck option. Because if you have decking, you say, wouldn't it make more sense for me to disguise myself and deck the admin computer? But anyway, what if there aren't any that'll fit you? There will be hotel guidelines require the catering company to have uniforms suitable for all meta types on hand for major events. That must cost a bit of money. It's a contingency thing, just in case they need to bring in temp workers on short notice. If you're that certain on this, let's go ahead with it. What's the worst that could happen? Don't say that. It's bad luck. Owen Wiggles, we aren't going loud yet. You got that? Whatever you do, don't start shooting. We can't afford to send Rhombus running before we get him cornered. Right, no shooting would you have out Rhombus. Got it. And that auto-fails the mission. Well, certain points auto-fail the missions. You can still attack things in certain bits, but got an alarm panel here. This panel controls simple building maintenance and safety features. While the panel's admin level user interference has been locked away behind a biometric fingerprint reader, a skilled decker could easily bypass such a restriction. Since we don't actually have Isobel with us, we can't actually do the decking options. If you do that, it I believe turns on the water in the kitchen area and causes everyone to flee, and that's one way to get the outfit that you need. So view archived work manifest logs. Huang Millions. The damned sprinklers went off again. The entire kitchen was flooded and Chief Bun quit. We're going to have to go with third-party caterers for the big event this weekend because we sure as hell can't steam a few thousand clams without any kitchen staff. Yeah, decking would cause that to happen, but since we can't do that. Now, if you have a rigger with you, or you're a rigger, you can actually send the drone in there to get the outfit. And you can also go inside and either pay your way. You can either pay your way or get a free quest to get the uniforms. But I'm going to do the drone vent one. But all right. Send a drone through the vent. And then we'll have Ractor send Cochet. And then just keep oh yeah, we'll just end returns. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little annoying. You think out of combat we wouldn't have to worry about this, you know what I mean? Yeah, and here's the kitchen staff, but if you have a... yeah, pick up dwarf-sized thing, so... Actually, I wonder if I can just log out at that point. I probably could. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's end turn. Alright, let's trying to... Alright, can we get out of combat, please? Oh, come on. Alright, fine. I'll get him out of there. It's not kicking me out of combat, so there we go. It's supposed to immediately leave the thing, but alright, anyway. The Harbor Spire's kitchens are a whirlwind of activity. Attractive 20-somethings in white catering uniforms dash in and out of the room, their arms laden with heaping trays of steaming shellfish. One man stands still amidst the chaos, the eye of the storm. His white coat is at least half again wider than those of the subordinates, and his collar is starched as stiff as a board. The floor manager knows you, and his eyes narrow. He stalks towards you, practically frothing at the mouth. You can't help but notice the embroidered corporate logo on his lapel. Pastry, magic, and more. Fine catering. The image is completed by a stylized rendering of what appears to be a frolicking kitten, standing astride a pair of shooting stars. You, what are you doing in my kitchen? He glances at your chest, sees the visitor's badge and hanging from your lanyard that Isobel gave you, dangling around your neck. Convention goers are not allowed beyond the show floor. I smell clams. Are you steaming clams back here? He growls in exasperation. Yes, idiot, yes we are. If you want some, you're going to have to wait on the show floor with everyone else. Now get out. Go. We have work to do here. If you don't have a rigger to get in there, and you can try to convince him to get the uniform. Like I said, you can pay him 500, I think, New Yen. If you have I think 4 charisma, you can drop it down to 300. Or if you leave, this waiter right here will give you a quest to deal with some jackass, and after doing it, she'll give you the uniform for free. So that's another way to do it. So, all right. Yeah, it looks like we're on the convention floor itself. This is a lot cleaner and not as crowded as an actual convention, at least the one I went to years and years ago. What was the one? Let's see. I went to, I think it was called like WizCon in my state a long time ago, a couple of times. It was local, so I didn't have to travel too far. Got to meet, what's his name now? The guy who played Chekhov from the original Star Trek. Unfortunately, I didn't get a signature from him because he was suffering from carpal tunnel really badly, so he wasn't signing autographs. He was just talking to people and stuff, so it's kind of sad. But anyway, it was nice to get to know him. He was a nice guy. Trying to think who else okay. Trying to remember if there's anything else I could do in here, but nope. Later there is, but anyway. Then I went to like Gen Con later. I did that a couple of times, but that place is way too expensive and too big these days to do that. But anyway, let's talk to the Shady Man. A sketchy-looking man in a long, shabby coat stands in the middle of the bathroom floor, teetering on his feet. He blinks at you through red-rimmed eyes, crusted over with sleep. Hey there, are you, He checks the screen of his PDA. The imperator? Because if you are, I got the stuff. Yeah, that's me. Great, great, great. He lifts an overstuffed plastic shopping bag. Here, you want to see the whole stock, or do you just want to buy the items that we discussed? Let me see your full stock. Alright, so he has a Hyper, Bliss, Toko, Relaxin. But we can also ask him like what he agreed on. Alright, I'll warn you though. HyperX ain't cheap. He extends his bag open and opens it wide. Down at the bottom, buried under a mountain of loose pills, is a shiny plastic bottle. It's the ball. You're gonna have to fish it out if you want it, and be careful. I think there are few loose needles in there. Oh god. Fish through the dealer's inventory. Sure, I'll take a look. Why not? Alright, now you can buy HyperX if you do that. HyperX is a little pricey, but if you're playing a melee build, it's not bad. It gives your accuracy increases by 5%, your move increases by 2% for 5 rounds of combat, which is pretty good actually. You can actually buy 2 of those, and it's I'm trying to remember if you can actually get this maybe somewhere later in the game. So I'll buy it for Gaichu if I use him. I don't need to, but I'm going to anyway. So, but you don't have to. We don't need it for this mission though. Good stuff, huh? So nice. And you want anything else? No, I'm good. Thanks. All right, let's go into the next area here. Let's see. I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just double checking something really quick before I walk off. All right, let's go meet Isobel and give her that outfit. You enter the women's restroom to find Isobel waiting impatiently for you. The guest badge dangles from a lanyard at a canted angle, and the clumped ropes of her hair looked frazzled. At the sight of you, she steps forward. You're here, good. I was getting tired of hanging out in the ladies' room. You have the uniform? There you go. She eyes the embroidery on the logo, nodding. Good, good. This will work. Alright, I'm gonna change into this thing and hightail it to the employees' only door, the far side of the convention hall. They'll let me in even without a badge. They'll just figure that some rich guy wants a drink. Where's the VIP area? On the other side of the convention floor. I'll have to cross the show floor to do it, but that should be safe enough. Nobody pays attention to the catering staff at these things. So I'll make my way across, pass through the floor, and take the elevator up to the admin wing on the 6th floor. All that you need to do is take your position and wait for my instructions without raising an alarm. Pretty simple stuff. Should be foolproof, assuming that you don't screw anything up. Do you have any questions? You're assuming I'm going to screw things up? Have you figured out what you're going to do about that spotty comlink connection? Yes, there's a demo kiosk near the VIP entrance. It's running some new Matrix Avatar editing suite, or something like that. The software is called Perfect Persona. Persona! And then we shoot ourselves in the head. Oh wait, no, that's only 3. When I get to the admin area, I'm going to patch myself into Perfect Persona console, and we're going to communicate through that. It isn't a perfect solution, but it beats having to deal with a dropped connection. Just be sure to grab the kiosk when you're in position. Don't let anyone else get to it. What am I supposed to do on the show floor again? Wait by the VIP area door. When I identify Rhombus, you'll apprehend him and tell him that he's the lucky winner of a complimentary VIP pass upgrade. You'll escort him through VIP doors to a room that I'll have empty and waiting. Then we'll all get the software from him together, beat him up, and stash him in a closet. What should I do between when you leave and when you get in position? What the show for, Mingo? Try to look like you belong here. Just try not to say or do anything that'll stand out in a bad way. You're supposed to be a hot new decker in town. Try to act the part. No more questions. Let's hit it. But I'm a wizard, Harry. I can't do decking. I don't even understand it. The only thing I understand is when they do decking in movies, it's completely incorrect. Anyway, let's talk to a few folks while we're in the general area. So, nope, can't talk to that. Okay. Yeah, it's like I should be able to interact with all these guys, but it won't let me do it. I want to interact with all these people. No, it's there we go. I can interact with something finally. The terminal is running a demo of As Technology's new. Whoops. Okay. It went by too fast. I didn't get to read it all. All right. A rack of high-capacity stick memory device patent pending. All right. Let's talk to this guy, this tired attendee. The man standing at the As Technology demo station looks strangely out of place at a Decker convention. He isn't carrying a cyber deck, and you can't see any sign of cyberware on this person, not even a data jack. He looks up from the kiosk, blinking. Do you want to use this? I'm all in your way. He sounds preoccupied. He shifts his body, and his movements are unnaturally smooth and graceful. As he moves, you can see that the kiosk screen is flickering. Apparently, the demo software is glitched out. And if you have spellcasting and conjuring, you can use astral projection. If not, you can just ask him about it. So, but let's read the man aura. Your third eye slides open and the world around you goes gray. The flashing screens and blinking lights of the DECCON show floor fade to nothing. The aura of the man in front of you crackles like a bonfire. He's magically active, very much so. His entire body scintillates with barely contained magic. As your third eye flutters shut, color and vibrance returns to the world. The man in front of you clears his throat. So, you're not here for the kiosk. Was there something else that you needed? Examine his visitor's badge. Yeah. The badge hanging around his lanyard is a cheap day pass, only good until the show floor closes tonight. The name field says Game Geek. Game Geek? In blocked letters. You aren't a Decker, you're an adept. His demeanor changes, goes from tired to suspicious. Why do you say that? Because I read your aura. Then you're as out of place here as I am. Look, I'm here to relax and get off the street. They've got free clams and free wine and everyone, but you seems happy to keep to themselves. Just leave me in peace. But okay, so if you have a etiquette Shadowrunner, he's basically a Shadowrunner doing a job here, which has nothing to do with us. But if you're a Shadowrunner, or sorry, if you have etiquette Shadowrunner, you can say, look, I think that you're here on a job. I am too. Just want to make sure that we don't step on each other's shows. Hey, whatever you say, man. Thank you. I've got to run. Take care. But yeah, since we don't have Shadowrun etiquette, we can't get that option. But it doesn't do anything. It's just background stuff. Later, then enjoy the show. Turns back to the kiosk. His eyes fixed on the far door. But yeah, he's gonna steal something, but it won't affect us personally, so we don't have to worry about it. So, all right, let's look at this product display. A display devoted to a third-party cooling system for terminals and cyberdecks. Second, talk to his age Decker. Of course, this year's model will feature our new lightning-wear jack interface technology. Does that mean that it won't be compatible with older jack interfaces? Unfortunately, we couldn't bring you the ultimate in data jack uplinks speeds without redesigning the interface. You will have to update your data jack to take advantage of these exciting new features. I have these vouchers to help you with that. I think that's a lady, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep the voice. An elderly Decker with a nickel-plated data jack turns to face you, smiling. Yeah, this ain't this a hell of a thing. Lovely show. He nods, eagerly rubbing his hands. Lots and lots of shiny toys. Extend your hand. Wiggles in you are. He grabs your preferred hand and shakes it vigorously. Call me Turtle. Been going to DECCON for damn near 20 years now, and it's never looked half as nice as it does now. Really? Yeah, the show's really gotten big in the past couple of years. He gestures at the Fairlight booth off in the distance. Lots of corporate money flowing into this thing these days. The old Decker lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I've heard that the guy who first organized the show sold out to some big promoter. Took home a 6-digit paycheck. I've heard a lot of businesses these days will just create a business to step on the toes of like a big corporate entity, hoping that they'll get bought out by that big corporate entity and take home like, 8-10 figures, that type of thing, because they don't want to compete. They'll just buy the competition away. It's crazy, but it's true. Happens in I think I learned this in like a beer craft documentary or something like that, where just a lot of big name beer companies would just buy out these small craft places or whatever. Lots of young guys have been bitching and moaning all over Shadowland about that, but not me. I've been around long enough to know the score. Someone offers you that kind of money, you take it. Where'd you get your handle from? Turtle is a funny name for a Decker. An old piece of software, something that went obsolete well before your time, he grins. I guess I'm showing my age, but something about that little cluster of pixels always made me happy. Are you here to see anything specific? Got my eyes on a couple of things this year. I'm going to check out the Fairlight booth, of course, and Fuchi's doing some interesting things with miniaturization. He shakes his head ruefully. You know, when I was just getting started, it would have been taking an entire warehouse full of machines to match the computing power of the PDA on your wrist. No, scratch that. They wouldn't have come close. If you have Decking 4, you could say, well, yeah, Moore's Law hasn't been proven wrong yet, but we don't. So technology's come a long way. Sure has, shakes his head, grinning. Sure has. Anyway, I've taken up plenty of your time already. I'm sure that you've got exhibits to see. Unless you wanted to say something else. Want something else. Gotta keep moving, Turtle. Enjoy the show. He waves to you. Bye, then. Alright. Now let's take a look at this thing. It calmly crackles to life with an ear-splitting hiss. Isobel. Okay, I've checked into the admin compute initiative. I can work with it. Are you in position yet? No, not yet. To the waiting position near the VIP entry. Your ears fill with the shrill electronic whine. And use the kiosk. Remember, perfect persona. Use the perfect persona kiosk to talk to you. Copy that. While you're getting there, I'll start working on getting you VIP access and locating ROM. The line goes dead. Isobel, can you hear me? There's no response. If there's any more exploring you'd like to do out here on the show floor, you best do it now before we use the kiosk. I doubt we'll get an opportunity to afterwards. Yeah, we'll look around a bit more before we hit the kiosk. Even though we're on a time limit, but whatever. And we should get an autosave, thank you. Software demo station. Yeah, I'll check everyone out. So, the newest iteration of Shiwa's Sculpt IT, sculpted without system authorization. Says, wow, that goes by way too fast. And it doesn't let you check it again. Very annoying. No, I'm just kidding. But it is a little annoying. A hot noodle dispenser complete with extruder settings for Raymond Lamy. Wow. Alright. Thanks, game. Saw this random dude. This dwarf doesn't have any obvious headwear, but his hands are lined with an artfully designed induction pads. He looks from his place in the noodle line and gives you a nod. Lawn starts back there. He gestures toward the back of the line. Better take your place now if you want to get in on this. The food court gets busy around this time of day. Examine his guest badge. It's a standard 3-day pass hanging on a lanyard embroidered with the Shiwa's logo. On the name of the badge is Grimson. What's worth ordering from the vending machines? He chuckles. Nothing, but getting a bowl from the noodle extruder is a DECCON tradition. You just do it whether you wanted to or not. But isn't the show catered? Why even bother with the vending machines? Tradition, like I said, the convention is under new management this year, and they're trying to go all upscale on us. We're trying to show that we don't need all that. Give me a cheap bowl of extruded noodles, and I'm happy, man. I don't need an underpaid teenager in a clown suit to bring me clams and call me sir. Hang on, doesn't the show organizers own the vending machines too? Yeah, and the irony isn't lost on me. He lowers his voice. Political statements aside, I want my noodles. They're terrible, but they're the right kind of terrible. Like synthetic cheese and fat-grown chicken. They're science food, and I love them. Yeah, there's just certain foods and things that people will, like, eat even though they're bad for them or they don't taste as good, but they have some, like, weird nostalgia taste to them. I'm trying to think of a food that's like that for me, but can't think of it at the moment. But I know there is something like that. I wanted to compliment you on your cyber hands. That's nice work. Thanks. The custom. He lifts his right hand to the light. The honeycomb structure of the induction pad circuitry glints under the smooth plastic of its surface. Surprisingly hard to find the induction pads that aren't hidden under synthetic skin. They are out of work. Who designed them for you? Oops, wrong voice. They're a work of art. Who designed them for you? I know a guy out near Tokyo way. Works at one of the Renraku's chibi clinics. I'm calling him to make the things for me. Cost me an arm and a leg. Both arms and no legs if you want to know about it. But it was worth it. Got around, good talking to you. He turns back to the noodle extruder. Yeah, you too. I almost did the wrong voice for actor because I was doing a different voice. I'm not even that good at doing voices for stuff like that, so. Alright, let's see. Talk to you, or check this out. Check this stuff out. Working model of Fuchi's new Cyber 7 Slim, a retooled Cyber 7 with a thinner form factor and something aluminum case. Aha! These deckers look different from any of the others on the show floor. As you approach, you can see the quiet confidence in their postures and the steel in their eyes. Unlike their peers, they are professional Shadowrunners. The most vocal of the three, a female orc with an obvious cyber eye, addresses you. Maybe you could help settle this. My colleagues and I have a difference of opinion on the relative merits of mid-range cyber decks. Would you agree that the Fuchi Virtua X is the best mid-range deck in its class? You always do this, Harridan. You word your questions to lead strangers into giving the answers that you prefer. Now the community census is that the Virtua X is just an overpriced rehash of the Cyber 6 in a nicer looking case.
Oh, shut up, Bierce.
Her voice is surprisingly deep and brassy.
You're doing the same thing. Besides, everyone knows that Fuji is going down the tubes. Violers is pulling assets out of the company and transferring them to his other holdings as fast as he can get away with. So if Fuji is collapsing on itself and Fairlight doesn't do mid-range machines, then Allegiance is obviously primed to.
The orc sighs. Nova Hot here is Allegiance's #1 superfan, in case you couldn't tell. Never mind the fact that their only current product, the Alpha, is woefully lackluster next to the competition. We've been going around and around on this for hours, so what do you think? Which deck is going to be best in class at all the mid-range prices pointed at 57? If you have Charisma 5, you can say, I'm not a brand loyalist, guys. I don't have a horse in this race. If you have Decking 5, you can say, hate to break it to you, but Fuji's going to stay on top in the mid-range market. The Virtua X will be best in class for its price point next year, just like it was this year. But since we don't know stuff and we're not... And all you get from this is, like, bragging rights for, like, if you got it. But you go, I don't do a lot of research about store-bought decks. I prefer to build my own. They stare at you. A long moment passes. Finally, Bierce begins to snicker. That's funny. You're a DIYer, huh? So you're telling me that you can cobble together a better deck than Fuji or Hell and Allegiance by yourself? I didn't say better. I said I build my own decks. I don't have a stake in corporate pissing matches. I can respect that, I guess, but if you ever want to be competitive, you're going to have to get past your whole home-built cyber deck phase. Well, with computers, it's better to build your own computers. There's no reason to buy pre-built stuff. It's even cheaper, by the way, by a lot. I built my computer. Yeah, it cost me like... I think it was like $2,000, but if I wanted to build a computer at this power, at this type, it cost me like, I think like $4,000 or something like that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's one of the biggest purchases I've ever made outside of an actual car. So, anyway, how you enjoying the con so far? He shrugs. It is what it is. Bad food, a lot of antisocial people, and overpriced vendor kiosks. By the end of the week, I'm probably going to have measles and or the flu. That's about right for a con. Usually most people go to cons usually get the cold or something because no one will shower, no one will wash their hands. You know, it's insane. To be perfectly honest, I don't even remember why we all fly out here every year.
Bierce, we come out here because you start getting excited about the show months in advance every year. You left me 15 voice messages to make sure that I remembered to book the hotel room.
That's because I remember what happened in 52. I do enough sleeping on the street back home. I don't need to do it while I'm on vacation, too.
How many times do I have to apologize for that?
I'll let you know when you can stop. Where are you guys from?
Macau.
Got a house in Indonesia. Spend most of my time in Seattle, though.
I'm from Phnom Penh. I do a lot of work here in HK.
Gotta go.
Right, she waves. See you around the show floor.
Nope, never again. Let's talk to this guy, Mr. Lind. The orc behind the counter looks up from his sales sheets. He wearily recites what sounds like a rehearsed welcome.
Welcome to Mr. Lind's Big Time Data Shack. Special show prices for this evening only.
He waves a hand over the booth.
Feel free to browse.
Sure. He has the same stuff. He has a couple, I think, unique programs, if I remember, like ESP programs. Let's see. Maybe it's the consumables one. He has the unique fronts for him are the Bruiser. I think it's the Bruiser one. There's another one he has. I think it's the Exploder too. Two of them are unique to him. But I don't need to buy it from here, but you could if you wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, the Bruiser ESP and the Firewall ESP are unique to him. Let's see if I can show them. Let's see, where are they? The Bruiser ESP, whoops, I'm not actually going to buy that. Creates a Bruiser program. It's basically an aggressive attacking program. And the Firewall ESP creates a firewall in the system outside of the actual program itself. So, but I don't need any of that stuff. So, the decking isn't that complicated here. So, all right. Now let's go talk to this convention goer here. I believe this is the guy you have to talk to if you do that one quest for the kitchen personnel. Judging by the patches sewn to his bomber jacket, this elf is from the NAN, Council Island to be specific, a forested chunk of rock in the middle of Lake Washington that was called Mercer Island until the Native American nations reclaimed it. He doesn't look Amerindian, though. If anything, he looks Chinese in descent, though his mask makes it hard to tell for sure. He turns to face you as you approach. His features are mostly hidden, but you see that he's sporting a high steel collar and spiky hair. His cheeks are high-boned and hollow. He eyes you nervously. Hey, you want something from me? What's up? Just wanted to get to know my fellow Congoers. You from Council Island? Yeah, what gave me away? He makes a point of showing off his jacket. The tribal insignias look strangely out of pace here on the deck con floor. You from Seattle? Redmond Barrens, actually. No, Drek. Wow, that place is fragging intense, chummer. The Seattle shadow slang sounds incredibly awkward when delivered in Cantonese, but he doesn't seem to notice. Council Island is Indian territory, and you don't look Amerindian. What's your deal? I'm not Amerindian. I do live on Council Island, though. My dad is a diplomat for Tirnanog. We live at the island. Actually, they treat us like kings there. You look Chinese. Tirnanog is in Ireland, isn't it? He nods slowly. This might come as a shock to you, but there are Asian people in Ireland. I mean, we do exist there. If you go to actual Ireland, no. But very few. Maybe in this world, but in real life, not so much. As it happens, my father's related by marriage to a minor member of the Connaught family. That's one of the Tir de Dana, if you didn't know. You have heard of the Tir de Dana, haven't you? Afraid not. Care to fill me in? They're the ruling families of Tir de Dana, chummer. Like they run the government there, which is how my dad got his government job. Do you live under a rock or something? How do you not know this? Is there anything specific that you're here to see? Yeah, I'm here to check out the 57 Fuji Cybertechs. My 55 Cyber 7 is barely cutting it these days. I want to see what they're coming out with next year, but I've heard that they have a demo station. So tell me, what's your favorite new ESP encouragement operations? I like Blasthammer personally. Heard of it? It's open source, developed by the Southeast Asian decking community. Does a number at Blocker IC. If you have ESP Control 5, you can say Blasthammer is old hat. More of the big corps have easy counters for it. Keep relying on that relic and you're going to wind up in the morgue. But since we don't have that, we go Blasthammer. Never heard of it. He snickers to himself. Really? It's only the most popular freeware attacker ESP in Southeast Asia. He's practically shouting. His face has lit up with maniacal glee. Calm down, man. I'm from Seattle, not Southeast Asia. Yeah, well, you better get with it if you want to survive out here. He leers at you, his expression in all smugness and superiority. I mean, I'm just saying. Gotta go, sorry. Yeah, see ya. But like I said, if you're doing that one quest, it's someone else. But anyway, let's talk to this troll deck goer. A pot-bellied troll with 2 days' worth of mangy stubble smiles and turns to face you. The chrome of his data jack shimmers wetly in the light, but his cyber deck is conspicuously absent.
Hey, what's going on?
His badge hangs low in his lanyard. You catch a glimpse of his decking handle, headspace. Strange to see someone to deck on without a cyber deck. He snickers.
I could say the same about you. Where's your deck, man?
I don't have one. I'm here to cover the event for the Shadowland BBS. His eyes go wide.
Really? Hey, that's pretty whiz. Are you interviewing people? Because I could tell you all about the new hotness in decking technology.
Well, we appreciate the offer. He taps his temple with a thick fingernail.
I'm talking about what I've got up here, the cranial cyber deck. It's the perfect fusion of new level deck and bleeding edge headwear.
He continues without waiting for a response.
It's the apex of modern decking technology. Miniaturized, compact, easy to sneak into the most sensitive of locations. I don't need to lug a great big external deck around with me anymore. It's a night and day difference between this and my old Fairlight Excalibur friend. Night and day.
Why get a deck installed in your head?
Why wouldn't I? It's compact, it's versatile, it's fast and powerful. With this sweet baby, I can deck wherever I go, whenever I want, without having to lug something the size of an electronic keyboard around with me. It's the best of all worlds, I'm telling you. You gotta get one for yourself.
Isobel's voice crackles in over your comm like,
This guy's an idiot. Cranial cyber decks are a terrible idea for more reasons than I can count. Deckers can swap out their gear every couple of months. You want someone monkeying around in your brain that often? I'll make it easy for you. You don't.
The troll continues, blissfully unaware of Isobel's interruptions. So have I sold you on the head deck of your own yet? Come on, you know that I have. Wouldn't you have people poking around your head every time you need to do an upgrade? He blinks. Well, I guess, but the thing is going to be obsolete within 6 months, and then you're going to, what, get more brain surgery? He crosses his arms, sets his jaw. It's no different from someone excephalon, and everyone does that. What do you know anyway? Nothing. Nothing. Now leave me alone. You could also, like, just deal with his nonsense if you want to do, but nah. Let's see what you've got to say, dude. Dude. As you approach the corner of the convention floor, you find a brightly lit entrance. There are signs on the walls pointing towards a Simpsons parlor decking area. As you draw closer, a convention staffer in a bland uniform steps towards you. Sorry to say, but you're a bit crammed right now. If you hang tight, we should be able to squeeze you in soon. There may be a half-hour wait. Please, places like this never run at full capacity. You're keeping a few VIP slots in the back, right? We're full up. I don't know how else to say it. You need to wait like everyone else. Stay cool and we'll get you in as soon as possible. If you have decking 6, you can say, look, you're going to want me in there. There's a worm floating around in the demo kiosk, and I traced to one of the machines in that room. You could just leave or try to talk to him. Or if you have body 5, you can just say, listen, man, I'm going in. Feel free to get in my way. His eyes widen in surprise. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was dealing with. Here, go on through. I think I might just take a lap around the con floor. Take as much time as you need. Yeah, that guy's kind of a wuss. He just lets us, like, walk on in. So let's pickpocket a few guys since they're distracted. You lift the Decker's cred stick with ease. We get 117 cred sticks. And then steal more. We get 6 new yen for that guy. We get 58 from that guy. And finally 23 for doing that. So yeah, if you have that stuff, you can steal their stuff, which is funny. Alright, I think that's it for all the unique, well, interesting situations for this place. So, alright, well, looks like the convention hall isn't as bad as I thought, though there are the ones that probably don't bathe like they should, but hopefully we won't get the flu and any disease here. But what about Isobel? Will she be able to convince herself to get in close with Rhombus? Can we help her out? Will she end up in a very socially awkward situation? We'll find out next time in the next episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.